Hi, my name is Shannon Young and I am a writer. 6 months ago, I uploaded a video about how I quit my day job as a teacher to write full-time for 6 months. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can click on it up there or up there somewhere and go and watch it and then come back to this one. This is going to be an update about how my 6 months as a full-time writer have gone and what I'm planning to do next. There aren't going to be any crazy hair changes in this one, but I did get new glasses. So anyway, 6 months ago, I quit my job and I decided to write full time. Now, the reason that I wanted to do that was because I'd been working for a long time building up a lot of material, a lot of manuscripts that I wanted to put out into the world, but I felt like I really reached the point where I was ready to then go all in and really work on finishing a lot of things. So one of the things that I did was saw the publication of this book, Year of Fire Dragons, An American Woman's Story of Coming of Age in Hong Kong by Shannon Young. This is actually the very first book that I started writing. So as I was learning to write, I had just moved to Hong Kong and I was kind of trying to figure out what I was doing there, what I was doing with my life, and that's what this book is all about. In particular, it's actually about how I moved to Hong Kong to join my long-distance boyfriend to make sure that we still got along when we lived in the same country. And a month after I got here, his company sent him away to London. So this book is all about that journey as well as my personal journey kind of growing up in Hong Kong. And I'm really proud of this book and proud to have it published by Blacksmith Books, which is a really wonderful publisher here in Hong Kong. So that's the first thing that happened during my 6 months as a full-time writer, although this is really a 4-year project that sort of went into making this book happen. I'm very excited. So that was a really big thing, very encouraging as I was writing and enjoying my 6 months without a day job. So another thing that happened during those 6 months that was very encouraging is that I was actually offered an audiobook deal for my Kindle single, Payoff, which is all about how I paid off my student loans. I borrowed nearly $80,000 to attend Colgate University in New York, and I was able to pay that off through moving to Hong Kong and through a couple of choices that I made. So I tell that story in the Kindle single Payoff, and it's now been made into an audiobook with a wonderful, very professional and impressive narrator, and I'll put a link for that here somewhere. So that was very exciting as well. And then in November, I also got to participate in the Hong Kong International Literary Festival, which is an event that I attended in my very first year in Hong Kong, and I actually have a chapter in Year of Fire Dragons about my experiences there at the Literary Festival when I got to meet Peter Hessler, and it was really amazing. So I got to actually speak there at the festival and read aloud from my book, which was a really awesome experience. So those are kind of the exciting, encouraging things that have happened during my 6 months, but of course, the real purpose of having this 6 months as a full-time writer is to get a lot of work done. And that's really what I've been trying to do. Even though I have wonderful, exciting moments like this, I'm doing this because I really love the work and I really love writing and just spending hours and hours and hours working on improving my work, improving my craft, I guess. So that's what I've been doing. My daily schedule is pretty set at this point. It took me a little time to get used to it, but over the past 6 months I've developed a routine. I think that it's pretty sensible to plan to write for 3 to 4 hours every day. Any more than that and my creative energies are kind of drained, and my ability to focus is much diminished. So I do those 3 to 4 hours at a coffee shop. I've gone around to a couple different coffee shops, but not as much as I thought I would. I find that I spend most of my time in one particular Starbucks, and there are a couple other people who are also regulars in that Starbucks, so we have our own little office there. And so I just work straight out for that time, 3 to 4 hours, unless I really get into the flow, and then I keep going. And that's usually either working on writing new work or revising other books, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. And then the rest of the day I spend answering emails and doing promotion and social media and and research and all the other stuff that's involved in being a writer, the kind of thing that I used to do sort of when I could sneak, half an hour over my lunch or, time between classes to do that. Now I have a sort of a dedicated amount of time to do that, and also reading, of course, because if you want to be a good writer, you have to read a lot. So that's what I've been doing. That's what my days are like. The other thing that I did in my previous video was I announced my pen name, Jordan Rivet, which is the name that I'm going to use for my science fiction and fantasy writing. And In the last video, I showed you the draft that I was working on for a book called Seabound, which is a post-apocalyptic adventure series set at sea. And it's kind of like Wool and the Hunger Games meets the movie The Poseidon Adventure, because it's set on a big cruise ship 16 years after the apocalypse. So it's really exciting, and it's something that I've been working on since November of 2012. And dun, 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 here it is. So this is the other really big thing that I've been working on over the past 6 months. I finished the revisions. I had a marathon revision session based on feedback from my writers group. Wrote even more in this book, added 11,000 words to the draft that I showed you last time, and then got it edited and proofread and formatted and got this beautiful cover. I'll stop moving it around. And now it's out, and it's available to be purchased if you would like to purchase it on Amazon for the ebook, and on Amazon and Barnes & Noble for this really cool paperback. This is going for about $13, and the ebook is $2.99. So I've been trying to take advantage of having 6 months of real focused writing time to work on the series, the Seabound series. This is the first book in a 4-book series. It will be a trilogy starting with this book and a prequel about the actual apocalyptic catastrophe that causes people to end up living on this ship. So at the beginning of my 6 months, I did a rewrite of book 2 in this series, Sea Swept. Okay. Then in November, which of course is National Novel Writing Month, I wrote the first draft of book 3 in that trilogy. Currently, I'm working on my first rewrite of the prequel in the series. And this was actually my 2013 NaNoWriMo project, so it's a draft that I've written already, but then I basically put it away and didn't think too much about it. But now I'm just really digging into that right now. Here it is. You can see I have lots of notes and outlines and stuff. And I just finished the reread on Friday. And today I started working on the revisions, and I'm 4 chapters in already, and I had a good 5-hour session today and a 5-hour session on Friday, so that's more than my usual. So this is the kind of thing that I'm doing. I'm also still working with 2 different writers groups to get feedback. We trade feedback. I give my comments on their novels, and they give their comments on my novels, and it's been very, very productive. So as you can see, I'm really digging into a lot of work. I'm digging into a lot of revisions as well as producing new work. And I just love the kind of excitement and energy that I have for this profession and for this craft that I'm trying to do as much as I can and improve as much as I can. So of course that brings me to the question, it's now been 6 months since my last video, what am I going to do next? And I have to say that I'm at least going to push on until April. So April, Easter time, is going to be my new reassessment period, and I'll do another update video then. Seabound, of course, is available for sale, and Year of Fire Dragons is available for sale in Hong Kong bookstores, and will soon also be available in the US and as an ebook. Actually, you can pre-order this one on Amazon if you're based in the US or the UK. Otherwise, you can go look for it in the bookstores in Hong Kong. And this one's for sale as well. Now, I am selling some... Oh, and Payoff is still selling very consistently, which is nice. So, as I mentioned before, my plan, my strategy is to build up enough work and have enough works for sale that it will eventually, hopefully, add up to income to match my previous day job. Well, I'm not there yet. It does take time, but I'm optimistic. Seabound has had really, really good reviews so far, and the advanced readers have had wonderful things to say about Year of Fire Dragons. So I'm very optimistic, but I do know that it's a slow process to find readers and to build up readers to get people to actually go to those listings and see those books and see whether they might think about buying them. So as you can see, I'm really enjoying this process. I have a lot of to-do lists and a lot going on and a lot of cool opportunities for promotion, and I'm just going to keep running with it. It's definitely not the right time to stop and think about giving up or going back to get a day job. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to keep at it and keep working and keep trying different things, write something new under the name Shannon Young, start thinking about what series I'm going to write next under the name Jordan Rivet, and I guess I'll just keep you guys posted. So thanks so much for following along, and if you are interested in Seabound, I did make a video of myself as Jordan Rivet reading the first chapter out loud on YouTube, so you can get it over here. Okay, so if you're interested in seeing that, just click that link. You can hear the first chapter and see if you might want to also read the book, because it's pretty exciting and I'm pretty excited about that. All right, thanks guys, that's my update. My name is Shannon Young and I also write as Jordan Rivet, and I am a full-time writer, and I'm just going to keep going and continue writing with all of my time and all of my energy. So please let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts or encouragement or questions as I'm continuing on this journey. All right, thanks very much.